Excellent spring meeting here for the Atlantic Sun. Very productive. We had all the universities represented, all the senior leadership. Talked a lot about the future of the conference. We're dealing from a position of strength right now. I think it's an exciting time for the ASUN. As somebody who sits on the Division I NCAA Board of Directors, I can tell you this conference has a lot of great stuff going on.
I think the smile, anybody that's been in those, is because they're over. I mean, that's always a good thing. They all start and they all end, but from the standpoint of what did we get accomplished, maybe one of the biggest things is we approved that SAC delegates will be part of every standing committee and any ad hoc group that we use to study things. I think that's a big deal. We've really enjoyed the interaction with the SAC delegates, and so that's something that's going to be fun to put together.
I think that, you know, the national trend, but we're kind of leading that, is students first, and we're really putting students first, which I think sometimes it's lip service. It's not what you're really doing in your conference. But Ted's done a great job of leading this conference and thanking the students, and we're having the student involvement throughout all of our decision making, which I think is wonderful. We did faculty athletic reps years ago, and now students are being involved. So I think all the voices are in the room now, and we're listening to all the voices, which makes it better for the conference and better for the student athletes, which that's our charge, is to make things good for them, and that's what we're doing in the ASUN.
Our voice will definitely be heard, because by sitting on the meetings we'll be able to hear what each committee is talking about, and one of the themes of the ASUN is students first. So I feel like we are putting that forward and living out the example of what it means by having our students first. It's definitely been able to help me grow as a student athlete and as a leader by being able to hear these things in these meetings and going back to my campus and relaying the information to them and getting their feedback, and vice versa, coming back and relaying it here. I've been able to grow as a leader and as an ASUN student athlete and upstate athlete.
Over the past 3 years, you know, the ASUN has really evolved in terms of the student athlete voice and student athlete welfare. One of the things that we've actually done was create a new logo for the ASUN, which was really exciting, and student athletes actually had a say in that, and it's just cool to see, you know, how the ASUN is coming up to the top with the other conferences within the NCAA. One of the agenda items that we were discussing was student athlete representation on the standing committees within the ASUN conference, which aligns with how the NCAA actually promotes student athlete voice within the NCAA. So it's cool to see how the student athletes will continue to advocate for other student athletes within SAC.
Well, it was a great 3 days here in Savannah as we met administrators, the athletic directors, the SWAs, the FARs. We even had our representatives from the SAC here. You know, one thing that I would say that is consistent is the collegiality of everybody. That's one of the great things about college athletics. But one of the things that I have found from my first year experience here in the ASUN, in terms of the innovativeness of how we use technology throughout the meeting, and how we incorporate technology throughout actually our whole competitive season, particularly like social media and such, and just in so many different ways. And I think that's a huge value to our membership and to our student athletes.
The spring meeting went really well for the FARs. It was nice to see that all of our schools were represented. We had a FAR from each school here at these meetings, and we had a longer meeting, which was really nice. We normally are rushing through. We don't have a lot of time to get very deep into any of the issues. So this time we had a longer meeting. We had a working lunch. It was nice. We got to cover a lot of topics, so I think it was very productive. It's also nice to see and be a part of a conference that really puts student athletes first, and also the academic side of that, so student first. So as an FAR, it's refreshing, and it's really great to be a part of a conference that keeps student athletes' welfare at the forefront.
It's funny to look back. Time goes pretty quickly, I guess, in the rearview mirror. But a couple of the things that I thought back on my 25 years being in the conference office. Number one, there's still some colleagues that are with us that I knew before my conference affiliation. Jeff Altier at Stetson, and I was talking to Donna Kirk, who at the time was in Jacksonville. And so I was there when we put the men's and the women's conference together. The TAC was the men and the New South was the women, and so I had a chance to build some new things there, and I think that really is what attracted me, is you get to build something new, and hopefully we can continue to do that. I said last night at the dinner that 25 years means two things. One, I've received great satisfaction doing my job, so I've not pursued options that have come up otherwise. And secondly, it means that you've got to have the support and satisfaction of the crew you work with, which is totally different. The people that hired me are all gone, presidents and ADs minus Jeff, and so it's a totally different group, but we're still building new things, and as long as we match up with each other and feel like we're still building, then I'm ready to keep going.
We are adjourned. Thanks, everybody.